Hi, this is Kamera. Points in the Bible, day number 3, Genesis chapter 8 through 11. So, again, we're discussing Noah. But one thing about Noah that gets me now, there are some awesome points in Noah's walk, in his story. And one of the greatest realities of a believer's life is Noah's life. He had to have faith that he did hear God to do exactly what he did, and then his faith, he actually showed his faith by his works, by actually doing what God told him to do, regardless of whether he had seen it ever before. He had never seen this type of construction anywhere, and then his blood, sweat, and tears and building this thing without getting any help. I mean, I'm sure he had his little boys with him, and as much help as he could. I don't know if he paid other people to help him, but he got it done, and it took him. With Christians, we think that things are supposed to happen like zippo zap, No. Noah, he continued that construction. He started construction. He continued it. Some say 55 years, 75, 120 years of building this thing that he's never seen before. He went by the instructions God gave him, and he did it. And then to bring in some animals, God sent those animals to him, placed them in there. Noah had to organize that as well. And I'm sure he really, really, really felt that it was definitely God, confirmed that it was God when God sealed them up and that rain started for 40 days and 40 nights. And they just floated after the rain for about 5 months, just floating around, just sitting there. But you know what? Even after all of that, he still had to work. Remember, who maintained the order in that boat? The animals still had to be fed. Now, I'm sure it was chaotic at times too. And so Noah, he maintained his faith, doing what God wanted him to do. And there was a waiting time. Is God communicating with him while he's waiting all this time, floating around? And at some point, Noah, they landed on this mountain, still waiting for God to say something, right? And so eventually he opened up that latch and he sent out a bird. Bird came back, nothing. Later on, he did it again a few days, like a few weeks later. He sent another bird out. Bird brought a branch or some type of branch. And so he did see that there was progress. And then another bird never came back. So he did see that the water is receding. And he didn't leave that boat until God told him that he and his family can leave. And that's when he left. And as Christians, we have to, if God tell us to do something, we have to be obedient, regardless of what's going on around us, whether we have support or not. We have to continue until God change up things, but seek him for directions through the whole thing. He gave Noah the whole plan, and Noah did not leave that boat until God said so. And when God told him and his family to leave and the animals to be set free, he gave God this offering, and God made a new covenant with the people that he will not destroy all of the world again by flood. And he left us a token. When we see a rainbow in that sky, that's God reminding us that he will not destroy us again, the entire mankind and the living animals by flood again. So guys, that's what that rainbow means. Don't let anyone distract you from the truth of that rainbow. And so how about this? Mankind, as we know it now, came from Noah's sons. There are great, 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 great grandparents. You have Ham, Shem, you have Japheth. And God told them to multiply, fill the earth. And so you had Ham, who disrespected his dad, and his dad, Noah, cursed him. And yeah, he is the father of Canaan, all the ites, like Hittites, Amorites, all them. He's also the father of Sodom and Gomorrah. You have Japheth. They didn't really say too much about Japheth. They told us some of his lineage, but then you had Shem. His lineage went all the way down to Abraham. And so, yeah, and Noah lived a few hundred years after the flood. And then, the fast forward, the next thing that happened was Babel. Remember, God said to fill the earth. Well, you had all these people of one language, and they wanted to build this city and this tall tower to reach up to heaven. They want to stay together. No one would be scattered. But God said, fill the earth, right? So God, he says, wait, if they have one mind, nothing can stop them. They will accomplish what they're set out to do. So he said, let's go and confuse their language. And that's what he did. So now they can't understand each other, and they wind up scattering throughout the earth. And so that right there, guys, the biggest point. Number one, When you have the same mind with someone else, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. If we have the same mind to work on a project, it's going to happen if we're willing to put forth that work together, the same mind. If we have the same mind to go and do some evil, it's going to happen. Nothing can stop us. If we have the same mind to be lazy, it's going to happen. We're going to be lazy. So that was awesome. You don't want that division. Marriage, you don't want that division. Marriage, you have to bring God into that thing. If I'm wrong, Lord, because I'm not always right, then you help me to accept what he's saying. Please help me understand and accept. Same thing with him. Help them to understand and accept. Either way, but you have to be open-minded for God to work in that situation. That's with any relationship. But such great points. Guys, if you have any points you'd like to add or share, please add them in the comments. There you have it, guys. Points in the scripture, day number 3. Genesis chapter 11, 8 through 11. You have a God-filled blessed day.